Howdy folks, John with HillCo here, coming to you a quick video before I go home from work tonight. It is early August, and I want to talk to you quickly about Varroa mites. So as you probably know, Varroa is the #1 cause of honeybee colony losses, particularly in the wintertime. And so often you'll see you lose your bees early in the winter, you lose them mid to late winter. Usually Varroa, I mean, it might be a cold snap that gets them, it might be some other factor that's kind of the final death knell, if you will, or the final straw. But Varroa is usually a root cause of a lot of those problems that weaken your hive, that get those bees sick. And they are building up right now in this late summer. As we head into fall, those Varroa numbers are typically building up to very high levels. You got to get them under control, and you want to do it now. You want to start now before it gets too late. A lot of beekeepers will treat in the fall and in late September or October, throw something on there and think, oh, I treated for mites, check that off my list, I'm good to go. And often that is not good enough. So typically we want to start now, here as we're into the midsummer, and knock them back, and then you maybe hit them again in the fall. But so I want to talk to you about Apiguard real quickly. Apiguard's a great option. We offer, I believe, the cheapest price in the industry on Apiguard. It's available in some different sizes. I want to show you here what we got. All right, so Apiguard is the stuff in the green tubs you'll see in your local bee supply store. We'll start with the individual doses here. So these little gold colored tins, the 50-gram dose, that's one. Typically it takes 2 of these per treatment cycle, but you simply tear this gold foil off, set it on top of your top bars. It is not approved for use with the honey supers on. But right now in the late summer, as the temps start to cool a little bit, is a great time to use this product. So we can buy in the single doses like this, or we have boxes of 10 tins, which are slightly discounted in the box of 10. It is, again, I think I mentioned a 2-year shelf life. But it's always good, regardless of treatment, to check with your supply house and make sure, because even though it's a 2-year shelf life, they may have had it for several months already or a year, and so you just want to make sure that this stuff is going to last as long as you need it to. So we have a single dose, the 10 dose, or the 3 kilogram tub here. This is for beekeepers with 30 hives or more. So it's just a big bulky tub of the same gel, and it provides you with some cards here. You'll pull these cards out, use a syringe here to get the proper dose out of the tub, and put it on these cards and lay them in the hives the same as you would these tins here. So a little bit more economical option, more bulk option for those beekeepers with quite a few hives. So again, super important to be diligent in keeping your Varroa mites under control. It's typically not a question of, do I have Varroa mites in my hive? It's a question of how bad is the infestation. And what you want to make sure to do is not let that infestation get so bad. And again, treating here in the summer is really critical. As you head into fall, again, you may need to knock them back one more time in the fall, but getting a good start now is really key, because what can happen if you wait till fall, if you wait till say late September, October to treat, like some folks do, like I've done in the past, I've made these mistakes, is you can get a good mite kill late in the fall, but by that point, a lot of times the Varroa infestation is so high, the bees are already filled up with viruses and they're just plain sick, and they're too sick to recover. And so you might get rid of the mites, but the bees are already too sick and they're not going to make it. So a big thing in addition to treating for mites and choosing a good mite treatment is checking your mite levels. A lot of suppliers, including us, offer this product called the Varroa Easy Check. It's a simple, easy to use tool, inexpensive tool that allows you to check your mite levels in your hives, get an idea of your level of infestation. And that's really important too, because you can think, oh, I don't see any mites. Another common mistake that newer beekeepers make, that I've made in the past. If maybe you don't see mites, you see in the books, you see the pictures of a mite on the mites on the back of a bee or whatever, and you say, well, I don't see that in my hive, and so you think you're good. The problem is that usually when you're seeing seeing the mites on the bees in the hive, that usually means that you have a very high infestation level. And so typically the mites are in the brood cells, under the cap brood. They're underneath, they're on the underside of the nurse bees in the brood area. And so typically they're not obvious, and the signs of mites are obvious, and oftentimes your strongest hives are the most susceptible because they have the most brood, and that's where Varroa thrives. That's where Varroa does their own brooding. They build up. A mama mite goes into the brood cell before it's capped over. She hatches a bunch of babies in there. They come out and start a cycle, and they can reproduce like mice times 1,000, right? And so you got to get them under control, and you don't wait till you see mites or till you see the hive weaken down or till the hive is dead. And again, a lot of times your strongest hives, the hives you think are in the best shape, are the most susceptible and can be the first to go from a mite mite infestation. So again, Apiguard is a great option to think about. It's a tried and true treatment, been around for a long time. I believe I started beekeeping in 2006. I think Apiguard came on the market within a year or two after that here in the US. I think it was even on the market in Europe before that. So it's a tried and true mite treatment. It has not shown any signs of resistance that's known anyway. Mites developing resistance to it, so a great option. And what if you're using Formic Pro 1 year, try Apiguard the next. It's good to rotate your treatments year over year so your mites don't develop resistance to it. So again, check it on our website. I don't think you'll find a cheaper price anywhere else on Apiguard. www.hillco.buzz. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.